Hot Tots, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I answer some questions for you guys. I know I have a lot more subscribers, which, yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. And to all of my previous subscribers that I already had, you know I love you. So I put out a question, a questionnaire, if you will, on Instagram to say if any of you had any questions. So any of my new subscribers, if they just needed to know things about me that they weren't sure about, or any of my existing subscribers just had some questions just so far from watching me, I wanted to make sure to put that out there so I could answer those for you now. So today's video, you get ready with me, and I answer a lot of those questions for you. So let's get into the video. Okay, so first question is, how do you film your videos? What camera do you use? So this is my iPhone 7, okay? So this is my old phone. I actually film on my iPhone 11, and I just have a tripod that I bought off Amazon. So when you're seeing me look at a phone, it's when I'm at home because I can be on Wi-Fi and I can look up my app while using my phone to record. Wow, you guys, I'm looking hit. One of my questions is, why are you always looking so hit on your video? Girl, don't I know it? Just kidding, that's not a question. Should have been though. I also had been asked to start showing what makeup I'm using as I'm using it. So as I'm doing this Q&A, I'll just kill two birds with one stone. I use the e.l.f. primer because it's just as good as other primers I've tried that were a lot more expensive. So I'm like, I'm not spending my money on that. So I just put this all over. What other diets have you tried, and why do you think this one has worked for you versus others? So I have tried, I mean, what any basic chick has tried. Keto, Atkins, counting calories, counting my macros, doing crash diet, just all of those. I think this is working for me because one, I do the weigh-ins with a coach. So I think that's very important because I have someone holding me accountable that I'm going, like, walking in somewhere and getting weighed, and they like know if I messed up, you know, even though they're not mean about it. But for my foundation, I use Revolution Conceal and Define. This is F6. I used to get Estee Lauder, if that's how you even say it, Too Faced, but A, they test on animals, so no thank you. And B, this is a great dupe for that, not Too Faced, it's Double Wear. But this is a great dupe. Like, I haven't noticed any difference and I love it, so. What is that 0-point cheese, girl? I need it in my life. Don't I know it? 0-point cheese, I found it only at my Walmart. There's a Kraft brand, and then there's also a Walmart brand, but it's fat-free cheddar or fat-free mozzarella. And that's the 0 points, and it's only 0 points for a fourth of a cup, but then it's still lower points than others. Which I usually mix this up, but when I'm lazy, I mix it up on my face. The Revolution Starlight, it is Makeup Revolution London, and it's liquid highlighter. It just goes in your foundation and makes you look dewy. This is not how you should do it, you guys. Mix it in like this before I take my sponge. This is the lazy girl version, typical. Next question is, how do you have such nice skin? Thank you. So I've never had really bad skin, I would say. So some of it is genetic, but I will say that I saw a huge difference in my skin when I started drinking a crap ton of water. I drink anywhere from half of a gallon to a full gallon of water a day. I do that because water is good for you, but also because of my bladder stuff. Which segues into my next question is, what is like all this bladder stuff that I've been talking about? So basically, just to do the gist, they thought I had this bladder disease called interstitial cystitis, which is painful bladder syndrome. And that means you have to stay away from acidic foods. So I stayed away from acidic foods, well, the best I could, for about 2 or 3 years. And when I finally had them go in and like blow my bladder up and see like what the heck is going on, because it just got worse, they were like, oh, your bladder looks completely healthy. I'm like, great. So they think it could be super early stages, but because of how extreme my pain can get, they think it's something else. They don't know. So process of trying to figure that out. The pain that I'm having is my pain comes from, I literally just feel like I have a raging UTI all the time. Any woman who's had a UTI, or man, you know how crappy that feels and how much you want to jump off the side of the building. Well, I have that and nothing makes it better. One time it didn't go away for over 2 months, and I use the Shape Tape Concealer. It's my favorite. This is fair neutral because I'm pale AF. Got like this. I don't know why I don't have a boyfriend. You want to be a mom. And yes, I don't see my life not being a mom, but I don't have to be a mom to my own blood child specifically, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't mind being a stepmom. I also wouldn't mind fostering children and then maybe fostering and then adopting. Open to anything. Because of this bladder stuff, they basically said I have a really weak bladder and all of that stuff, so it might be really bad if I were to have a baby. But I'm one of those people, sisters can attest to this, like, I love my nieces like they're my children. I mean, I obviously don't know what that feels like because I'm not a mom, but like I'm just another level. Obviously in all things, probably. I don't have a problem with like adopting a child and thinking like, would I be able to love them as much? Like, I know I would. So yes, I would love to be a mom one day. The child's gonna be silly as shit though. What is your favorite thing about yourself? I would say my favorite thing about myself is that it kind of goes hand in hand. So I'm one of those people, I can't be anyone but myself, if that makes sense. So I can't pretend. I mean, maybe I should try to, but I'm myself. And I think because I'm myself, I can befriend anyone very easily. And that's what I like about myself is no one feels like a stranger. I feel like, sorry, I'm getting crap all in my hair. I always do. But I don't feel like anyone is a stranger to me. I can instantly become friends with anyone and genuinely like them and genuinely be like, oh, we're friends. I feel comfortable with anyone and I'm not quick to judge anybody. And I'd say that's what I like most about myself. So then I use the e.l.f. HD powder, and this is to set my face so that it's not sticky. Because when you put powder on your sticky face, it doesn't go where you want it to go and it sticks and it's patchy and blah, blah, blah. And then I feel my face to make sure there's no stickiness anywhere. Next question, do you have any siblings? Yes. I am one of 7 children. We are a blended family, but we are in love with each other. Like my family is so close and I'm very lucky and fortunate for that. My family loves each other so much. It's probably too much. We're Irish Catholic family. Well, and Italian from my stepmom's side. Are they like pretty yet? Speaking of them, the next question is, you are so confident, share your secret. Next I'm using, this came in my FabFitFun box. It's Proof is in the Pudding eyeshadow palette and I love it. Like it has all these very basic colors and I'm obsessed with it, so. Oh, how am I confident? Share your secret. If you knew my family, you would know why, but I'll just explain it to you since you don't yet. I grew up in a very loving family, very hardworking family. My dad is one of 6 kids. My mom is one of 3. They actually got divorced when I was about, I think, 12. But my mom and my dad both have always just been great supporters of their children. And then my stepmom is the same way. So I grew up my whole life with my dad literally saying like, you're the best in the world. Our kids, our family is the best in the world. We're the shit. We're the best. You are awesome. Like that's every day, like every day. And anytime you feel down, my dad, Bill, is who you go to get like a pump up and I feel like I've taken that over as well. So I'm the same way. I feel like for my friends and family members, like someone says something mean to you or you feel down about yourself, like our family is very much like, F them, you're the best, you're awesome, you're kick-ass. I had to edit this part out because I was twitching too much because my arm was hurting, but also my mom is just someone that is always there for me. If ever I do anything wrong or if ever I feel bad, she just makes me feel 20 times better. She always brings me up. She's so positive, always sees the bright side of things. So having her and having my dad, it's like, how can you be sad? But I just want to make sure I interjected that because I had to cut out a lot of what I said about my mom. But my mom is thebomb.com. Love you, mommy. You know, like that's always been how my family is. So I feel like that's why I'm the way I am. Having that family telling you every day that you're awesome and that you're the best in the world. That's what you grow up thinking about yourself because your parents are telling you that. You know what I mean? So I think that's where mine stems from. But personality wise, I've always been happy and confident with who I am because I always try to do the right thing and I've always just tried to be a good person and a good friend. And that's what I've always like strived for. That's always been a goal. So I think all that mixed together. Another question was, have you ever been bullied for your weight? Love you, girl. I love you too. Yes. So although I always had a ton of friends in high school and I always was heavier though, I would have people, there were certain people that would say things to me. Like I remember specifically, this boy that lived in my neighborhood, which he would feel horrible about it now. He's like such a nice guy. But I remember I was wearing this like kind of tighter shirt and it was like in 8th grade and we were, you know, all the boys were like skating around, you know, the skater boy stage of life. And he like out in front of everyone, there was like a ton of people there, basically told me that I shouldn't be wearing that shirt, that I was too fat to wear that shirt. I literally was so embarrassed because he said that in front of everyone. There was probably like 12 people there, 10 to 15 people. And I was like, oh my God, like I just was so embarrassed. Well, my dad always told me like never cry in front of a bully. I didn't, and I just was like, okay, whatever, you know. And then I went home and I remember I ran inside and my sister and my stepbrother were sitting on the front porch and I sprinted inside and my sister like comes in, you know, like, what's wrong? My sister was a grade ahead of me and she always had like such a hot bod because she was in all these different sports. She was always in conditioning and she was like, she got the boobs and the butt in the family, you know. I'm still waiting for mine. Where is it? So all the boys and everyone always like thought she was so hot, you know, like, oh my God, your older sister, so hot. So I told her what was up. And this is like where we go back to my family. You don't mess with one of us, okay? Because you're gonna have a lot of people coming at you. My sister got so mad and went out and knocked on this boy's door with my stepbrother. And they basically sat there and were like, don't you ever say something like that again and you're gonna apologize to her. So he and his friends were forced by them to come to me and apologize for what they said. But that's what's great about having awesome siblings. I have been made fun of. I remember one guy, I remember this, I went to high school and he was one of the cute boys, you know, that everyone thought was cute. And he told someone like, yeah, Sophie's face is so pretty. If she wasn't fat, like she would be hot. But what I had learned at a young age was if you're funny and you're happy and people like you and you make everyone like you, they won't make fun of you. Yeah, I might be heavier, but it's like people won't make fun of you if they like you. You know, and people will stand up for you if someone does because you're a nice person and everyone thinks you're just so sweet, so nice. So they're like, how dare you make fun of Sophie, you know? Sorry, that was long-winded. Things to do in Columbus. I live 2 hours away and love Fox in the Snow. Me too. So my favorite things to do is I love to go to brunch at Naughty Pine because Naughty Pine has $2 mimosas. I love the mimosas, girl. I love the store Vernacular. I love going to Short North and like going to all the little shops. I love going to Vino Vino for wine. All this is like alcohol based, which leads me to my next question. Someone asked like, do you still booze? I used to drink like last year. I gained probably like 10 pounds because last year was like the year that I was going on all these dates, as you guys know. I was going out a lot. So I would go out every weekend. And then during the week I was going out to eat. I was going out to brunch every weekend. I mean, spending so much money. This year, because I wanted to lose weight, I kind of put a stop to that in the sense where I'll go out to eat during the week, probably once a week. That's crazy for me because I don't know if I told you guys this. I never cooked before I started Weight Watchers, like ever. I never cooked. I went out all the time, week and weekends before I started Weight Watchers. I mean, I truly changed my lifestyle. I will say that one of the things is like, people are like, how do you stick with it? For me, it's like a goal. Like if you sign up for a marathon, I would never sign up for a marathon, but you do you. Miranda, I know you would. You sign up for a marathon. You made a goal for yourself, right? To sign up for this marathon. So you have to run and learn how to run a long distance. So there's weekends where I'm sure there's days you don't want to go running, but if you don't, you know, then you're not going to be able to run your marathon because that's your goal. Just decide what means more to you. Does it mean more to you for you to go out tonight because maybe you haven't been feeling very up and you've been feeling down and you really want to see your friends? Then yes, go, because that means it's worth it more to you than losing the 2 pounds that week. And that's okay. But does it mean more to you, or is it worth more to you to lose those 2 pounds that week because you've been trying to lose this weight, you're sick of feeling this way, and you're sick of putting on your jeans and feeling like crap about it? Then you call your friends up and you say, hey, I can't do it. Have good friends like I do. They find ways to hang out with you either way. So I know that like a big part of it is hard because your friends want to go drink and they want to go do these things. But true friends will find ways to be with you even if you're not drinking. So like me and Dana, we used to drink together all the time. Now what we do together is we go on walks together, we work out together, and that's how we share our stories and what we've been up to, you know? I'm using Beauty Counters from my friend Abby. She does Beauty Counter. It's called Rose Glow and it's blush. It's liquid, so I just put a ton on. Next question is, why do you skip breakfast? Isn't it the most important meal of the day? And Too Faced chocolate Soleil powder. Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen my other videos, it smells like hot cocoa. The best thing. I need more, obviously. I'm never hungry really in the mornings. And the second that I have my coffee, it curbs my appetite and I can wait until about like 1 or 2 p.m. At work, I usually do eat around like 11:30 or 12. But yeah, I just listen to my body. My body naturally isn't very hungry in the morning, so I just wait. And then I also like to save points until later in the day because one of my things that I know about myself is I want big dinners, and I've always been that way. I always want more food in the evening. I also always get more tempted in the evening. So someone could text me at 2 p.m. saying, hey, do you want to go to dinner? And if my points are already gone by that time, I'd be like, oh, like that makes me sad. No, I can't go. Like I don't have the points or I have to use extra points. I know that all of my temptations and my hunger is worse in the evenings. It's just what works for me. I know some people who are starving when they wake up, but I just, and you know, if you can Google intermittent fasting if you don't know what that is. To me, it's worth it and it works. I wasn't like I purposefully intermittent fasted. I just naturally did. Yeah, I never though go hungry. Like this morning I was so hungry and I went to brunch with my friend and we ate at like 11. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette and this is medium to dark, I believe. It looks so much more intense on there than it is here. Learn that about yourself. Learn when your trigger times are. When are you the most hungry and when are you most likely to want to eat the world? Because that's the time that you need to save the most points for so that you don't feel restricted. If I don't have points by that time and I don't have money left, that's when I feel like, ugh, I hate this. Why couldn't I be naturally skinny? I'm now using the Revolution highlighter palette. Use this color right now. It's called Animate. Animate me. Woo-wee. Yes, girl. Yes. I'm 5'7", 30 years old. So I got that question a lot too. 30, flirty, and thriving. Girl. Loving highlighter, loving life. What made you start Weight Watchers? What are your health related goals for the new year? I actually have a goals for 2020 video that I will link down below so that you can see that. But what made me start Weight Watchers was I was sick of being chubby. Also, like, I knew my work had Weight Watchers meetings at the work and they give us a discount because like my job merges with them and, you know, gets us discount, whatever they do. Did you grow up in Columbus? Yes, I did. What made you take the plunge and make your channel? P.S. I am your biggest fan. I love you. I made my channel. I made it to just hold myself accountable. So I had always wanted to make a YouTube channel because I'm obsessed with YouTube. I've watched YouTube even before it was like cool to watch YouTube. I had always been interested in doing it, but like I'd always been so nervous to do it because I'm super sensitive. I was always afraid I would get people who would just be mean to me and then I'd feel sad and like that it would hurt my feelings. And I love animals. I love people. I try to make everyone happy. I try to be a nice person. And if they don't think I'm nice, I'm like, why? What did I do? Why don't you like me? At first. And then I'm like, psh, fine, screw you. Issues? I think so. So I was always nervous to do a YouTube channel, right? And so at first when I started this YouTube channel, I didn't tell anyone. So I was posting and nobody knew. I only told my sister, Mandy, and my mom. And I did that because I was like, okay, so I'm using this palette again. I'm just using that darker red color as my eyeliner. And I'm just using a brush with like this. You know, my mom and my sister and everyone was like, who cares? And you're like, I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, who gives a shit? I'm just going to post it. And I had no intentions of even growing my channel. I just thought like, okay, if I kind of feel like some people are watching it, like even just my family members, you know, I'll feel more motivated to like continue because they'll ask me about it, you know, like, and they'll be like expecting me to lose weight. I guess what made me take the plunge was just like confidence from my family members telling me to just go for it because I was scared. Now I'm using Voluminous Lash Paradise for my eyelashes. What's your fave food, not Weight Watchers? This is tough. Well, you guys know that I love Mexican food. So like I love to go to like El Vaquero or La Fagata, like one of those like more authentic-y Mexican restaurants where like the burritos are like saturated in the cheese sauce and the cheese sauce is just like those, or like, oh no, I don't know. Japanese steakhouse food. Wow. I also love like Skyline chili, obviously. I love French fries and cheeseburgers. I love a lot of stuff. I love ice cream. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Just like makes you so happy. One of my last questions is, what type of industry are you in? Also corporate outfit ideas, please. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills, the color Crush. I got a crush on you. Oh no. Cool. Got all over my teeth. I work for a credit card company, actually like a bank. But we're not just a bank. We're not like Huntington Bank or Chase Bank. We do all of the marketing, branding, loyalty, all that. I personally, guys, there's something happening here. I am a commercialization specialist, which means if there's some new product or capability, I get the go-to-market materials ready for it. I don't do them myself. I'm kind of like a project manager. I'm the one who kind of does like a mini project manager role where I get all these people who create these different sheets and different things together, get them to make them, and then create them so everything is ready to be sold once this capability is finished being made, if that makes sense. I know you guys are probably like, I do not see you in a serious role. And girl, I can be serious. As I put highlighter on my face again, you guys know I have a problem. I'm going to answer one more question. Found it. So my last question was, how do you deal with temptation and what do you do to like overcome it? I basically give into it. And what I mean by that is I find a way to make it in a point-friendly way, and I don't feel shame about it. Like, if you saw my other what I eat in a day, I've been having a tough time getting back into the swing of eating healthy. And so what do I make for myself? Healthier ways of unhealthy foods. I had a pizza. I had steak and asparagus and all this stuff that, like, to me, okay, that's not unhealthy, but to me it's like more lavish. You know what I'm saying? A pizza that I had French toast smothered in peanut butter and chocolate sauce with sprinkles. You know, yeah, you need to eat your macronutrients and your micronutrients, and you need to eat greens, you need to do all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But when I'm feeling that way, I just make what I want, you know, because I don't want to ever feel deprived, because then I go crazy, and then that's when I'm like, oh my God, I can't do that. I'm dramatic. Also, like, when I started my journey, I didn't work out at all, because I cannot jump into something and jump into it with everything, you know? So like, I just would go walking like once a week when I first started. And that's because when I would work out, it would up my, you know, it obviously makes your metabolism faster and revs it up, but it would make me so hungry, and I didn't know what to eat. And I would always be so like frustrated, and I'd always be so like, ugh, like I'm so hungry. And I didn't know yet how to make these things. I hadn't like learned how to do that yet. So I stopped working out, and I started just walking, doing really low impact stuff, like 1 to 2 times a week, if that. And so that I could get a grasp on how the hell to do this, like to do Weight Watchers. And I could find things before I was starving. I could just figure these things out of like, what could I eat in bulk to make me feel like I'm eating a lot for when I'm starving after a workout. So for example, now I know I can make stir fries, like shrimp stir fries with tons of different veggies, do half cauliflower rice, half regular rice, and 0 soy sauce, and feel like I'm eating this huge meal. I also can make that casserole that I made on my video the other day. Like I figured out ways that I can eat a lot for a little bit of points, but I did that before trying to be in that situation where I'm like freaking starving, and then I get upset, and then I just am like, screw it, I'm gonna go get McDonald's. Like today, you bet your ass I'm making French fries, because I'm in a mood. I'm on my period this week, okay? I don't give no F's. But instead of being like, I need to eat healthy, no, I just need to eat within my points. This week, I'm not gonna be the grade A student here. I'm not gonna get straight A's on Weight Watchers. That's okay. But I'm not gonna stray like I used to stray. Like in these situations before, I'd be going to McDonald's, I'd be hitting up Chipotle, getting the chips and guac. Like, no, I can make myself French fries and like a fried chicken meal here and stay within my points because I make it in a smart way. And so that's what I do. All right, so here's the final outfit. Just some Spanx leggings and a hoodie with some bracelets and rings. Obviously dressing up today, but it's so rainy out. I'm trying to stay comfortable, you know? But thank you guys so much for watching. I just wanted to say I'm so appreciative and so happy to have you here. You know, this is such a blessing every day, and I love when you guys comment and you talk to me. It's just amazing. I hope you guys have a great day. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't, so you can become one of my hot tots. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.